As crazy as it sounds to hear myself say it, Destiny has been out for almost 2 years.
That's crazy.
And about this time 2 years ago, I think actually one day, either earlier or later than when this video is going up, we announced Saga sets for the first time.
Yeah.
And Saga Tokens.
Live from Destiny HQ. It just dropped.
Yeah, from FFG. We'd done Worlds 8. It hadn't dropped.
We
stayed at that preview event.
It was a secret preview event.
Yeah,
that's right.
Anyways, so it's been about 2 years, and Destiny for the first time is about to hit rotation. So set 7 is going to come out.
That's exciting.
Sets 1 through 3 are no longer going to be legal in standard play. And as we're kind of approaching this new age for Star Wars Destiny, we couldn't be more excited about the game, but also really wanted to take a look back at the Saga Token set. We've learned a lot since then, both in our own capabilities from products and also experience with ourselves and players that have bought these tokens using them.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So,
We've gotten a lot of feedback on the things that we could have done better on this set, and I mean even from Zach here playing constantly.
Pretty much every day of my life for the past 2 years. Little did I know how different my life would be. But before we get to the changes in the Saga tokens that we're making, we actually have a new addition to the Saga token line that I'm really excited about, which is our Saga character boards. So we actually initially designed these as a prize for Covenant Masters, which is a series of events we've been hosting here at Covenant Tulsa.
The sort of the outline, the
structure.
The structure, that's the right way
and this was actually a kind of a derivative thing from, we did a board for Arkham Horror, compatible with Arkham Horror LCG.
And it was widely
and it was
loved.
Very well received. Yes. And some of the benefits of these boards that we've been doing are it cleans up the board, like it removes the tokens from on top of your cards. It also makes things very clear and neat and tidy on the board. And so we designed them, and I was really happy. The reactions to the players here and the players, we did a lot of live streams and stuff. And then my own use of them after winning a couple has been really quite awesome.
Just snuck that in there. Oh, we just won a couple boards.
I actually use them, right? So, and using them in tournaments. So after using them and kind of hearing people's feedback on it, we decided this was a product we actually wanted to make. And so we're excited to say that these are on sale now. We have a certain amount of them in stocks, and I hope that people really dig them and that they're gone by the time that you're watching this and that you get over there. And if they are, you can sign up for the wait list and catch them on the next time they come in stock. But we are very excited about this for a lot of reasons.
So, I mean, how do they work? If someone's never seen this before, how would they go about using this? First of all, I think the most important thing to know is that these are compatible with the Saga tokens.
That's right. Specifically
made for
just like
they're
called
Arkham
Saga
boards.
character boards, right? So essentially, they each have a slot here for the character, which you can see. And then you'll notice these slots along the board for a couple different things. So the first thing that you'll notice is that the damage tokens from the Saga tokens fit into these slots.
And now look, this was really important, and I have this feeling that it was only really important to me and nobody else. But there's a little divot in the side there, so if you push your damage token in, it will match up with the little extended part of the damage token. So if you're a sort of a fussy kind of player like I am, you can make sure they all line in the
and this is crazy.
As Steven keeps telling me, nobody does that.
I think more importantly though is that on the side where these tokens go in, there's a cut where you can actually grab the token.
Yep.
And the reason that is because our tokens are double-sided. They have a 1 and a 3 on them. So if you take 2 damage as an example here on Darth Vader, you can just grab the token and flip it, and it does that really easily, and it's in the right slot. And they were designed that way even before the boards were around, but the slot here is really important. And then also, of course, our shield tokens fit in there as well. And I like to put my shields on the opposite side. You can do it as you see some people I've seen doing this whole thing, where you have shields here, and then he takes 2 damage, and then you remove the shield tokens, and they're gone.
Yeah.
But I like putting them on this side. And it's really nice and convenient. And you also notice down here there are slots, and these, of course, fit the dice. So there's enough slots here for a character to have 2 dice, which is normal, and then up to 5 upgrades.
Just a little peek into the production process as well on the tolerances on this dice tray part. I ran just down to the millimeter, like not 100, but at least probably 15 different versions of it to see which fit the dice well enough where they were still they weren't popping out if you had to slide the thing.
Yeah, you
but
can move around and bump it.
And also they weren't wiggling too much when
but also not tight enough that you can't get the die out.
That's right.
Or in, right?
Or in.
So it's a nice level there, and of course you can see here fitting 5 dice. Thanks, Orinda, for letting me use your die there. But the way we've been doing it, right, and the way I've been using it is when you are ready to activate a character, you just turn the board. And when you do that, I grab all the dice. They're all right there. You roll them up. And then that's a great roll. Would do again. So then I just line them up there, and then essentially as I spend the dice, I put them into the character board. And what's really cool about this is a few things. So before the boards, I was basically spending dice and putting them on the character.
Yep.
And it's really easy for those dice to get knocked. And so if they get knocked, they can like go back into your pool.
Sure.
And I've definitely seen on some videos like live streams or tournaments where someone accidentally gets a die back in the pool. But that never happens with these boards, right? Because this die is, for all intents and purposes, like not going anywhere. Same with tokens.
Yeah.
So like if you're, if I just had these damage here on Snoke, and I'm putting my dice on Snoke, and all of a sudden, a few things happen. First, thing is most annoying for me, you can't see the card anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you have this
It's
beautiful
just a pile
art,
of
especially
things.
the promos that are like full bleed, and you just can't see them.
Yeah.
But then it's like really easy for like, let's say you have a Renda and Snoke, which I don't think you'd ever run together, but you might. And then this token gets here.
Uh-oh. We got a problem.
I've had this happen. And not intentionally, but it's like I'm sitting there, it's like, I'm gonna be honest, I do not know, because like a Renda might also have a couple damage, and it's like, where does that go, right?
Yeah.
So that's a real problem. So again, like I said earlier about the boards, it just cleans everything up and makes it very obvious, and you can count very clearly how many damage are going on here. Where the dice are. I put the dice on the side that I resolved. That way, it's kind of a reference point. You can walk the turn back if you need
that's
to.
very clever.
Yeah, so if you resolve the special and then 2 melee here with Vader, then it's pretty obvious what happened. And again, it's just really cleaning the whole thing up.
Yeah, just like the Arkham boards, just a way to sort of get everything off the card, off the table, but still associated with the character itself, which on a character-heavy game like Destiny
Makes a lot of sense.
makes a lot of sense.
So then my question is...
But wait, there's more.
There is more. Before we even get to the more, which I'm excited about the more. Are you a little too...
I was trying to...
What's going on over here?
Just trying
to line it up.
I
yeah.
just care so much about that.
About the
and I know,
lined up.
I know that no one else will, I have
I
to.
didn't appreciate until recently that you can see the design of the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
token to
yeah.
the back, which is cool because they line up in a
kinda
really cool way.
that would be intentional.
But I would be curious. So John's our lead designer here, and he basically makes the designs for everything we do. But
Yes.
any particular inspirations for what's going on here on the board?
Yeah, there is.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Do you know it's a direct it's directly inspired by a very iconic thing in Star Wars.
The thing about Star Wars to me is great. So all of this is inspired by Star Wars, which is a rich universe of awesome designs to pull from. That's the Saga character boards. You can get those now. They're on our website. And if you like 2 character lists, grab 2. If you like 3 or 4 character lists, you can go up to 3 or 4. And I think you'll find, just as I have as I'm playing, that it really does clean up the board and provides for I just love being able to see the art. I'm going to be honest. Like just continuing to see your characters and actually have them featured. And there's also something about putting them up, right?
Yeah.
So we have the upgrades down here. And it's like they do become the main focus of what's going on, which is cool because I think that's what the game should be focused on. Cool. No matter what all of you vehicle-loving support players say. So then we also have some pretty exciting changes to the Saga tokens themselves.
Yes.
It turns out 2 years in with a whole bunch of people who are awesome, who use a product that you make, you learn a lot about the game, right? And there's also been some pretty important changes in Destiny.
That's correct.
Period.
Very important changes.
Where do you want to start here?
Well, let's start with the existing ones. So the resources used to be big old fat triangles.
They weren't triangles, they were rectangles.
Sorry, rectangles.
That'd be a great triangles coming next year, I assure you. Just kidding.
So we got these resources here, and they used to be rectangles.
Yep.
And we got a lot of feedback saying that, hey, these are too big. I'm not going to use them. They're too big.
Well, and I think a lot of it is the standard cardboard token that came in the set. It's this tiny little square.
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead.
So we changed it. They're no longer rectangles. Now they're squares.
Yeah, and they've got 2 very distinct. So the original one had kind of one design that we intended as 1, and one that if you really wanted to could be a 3.
And no one was using it as a 3.
No one did that. So what we did is we increased the number of resources in the set, and then there's still 2 different designs depending on.
So if you're having like a friendly game,
it just kind of even just gives you a feel of
some
like
differentiation. You can
stuff going on,
or just like again, the big thing about Destiny is it incorporates a lot of different characters and a lot of different factions. And so if you just have all of this sitting around, maybe it looks like, hey, there's like a whole plethora of different kinds of options and resources.
So another important change that happened in Destiny is the overwrite rule change. So when the game first came out, you could overwrite as many times in a turn as you wanted.
Yeah,
right?
that didn't work out so
you could play this Mind Probe here over Dagger of Mortis for 1 resource, and then you could play a different card over the Mind Probe or a different upgrade or whatever. So they have restricted that to once per round. So a round is I take a turn, you take a turn, back and forth.
Sure.
Until either one of us, we're both done with the turn, right?
Yeah.
That's a round.
Yeah.
And you can do that. You can upgrade once a round.
Just once. So you may forget.
Especially, a lot of these decks now have 3 or 4 characters. They play a lot of supports. It just takes a lot longer for these turns to happen. And it's like, did I do this or not? So we have introduced an Overwrite token, which I'm pretty excited about. And this is what it looks like. I guess we'll be showing it right now. But essentially, the way it works is when you upgrade over an upgrade with an upgrade, that's a lot of upgrades,
right.
You just put the token on it. And it marks that
Boom.
that has been your upgrade for the round.
You can see it, your opponent can see it.
It's very clear. And it also, again, just kind of tracking the whole turn, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can see that this is something that happened and we remember that this was an action that was taken. Into the round, of course, you just take it off and you're good to go. And this is a nice teal color, and I think this is important for 2 reasons. One, maybe a thematic thing, but just practically speaking, having a token that really kind of just sticks off the board, and you can see when it's on a card, like it's very evident it's there, means that you're not going to miss it.
Yeah. We did actually try a whole bunch of colors of acrylic, and this was the one that we thought you could really see and really represented sort of the idea of the sort of money changing hands the best.
Yeah, which is cool. But yeah, that's a big change. And then we have one other token.
Yeah, this one's really cool. So again, talking about the different kind of factions that you experience in Destiny, this is the power action token. And
it's a whole new mechanic in the game.
It's a whole new mechanic in the game. And one of the things that I kind of really wanted to hit on this was if you have a Jedi or Sith character, you got some kind of themes on the token itself that looks like that. If you have a scum or villainy character, if you have a military character, these should all fit whatever aesthetic
themes
you're
happening
going with.
here, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it's black, so it's like a darker acrylic with an orange paint on it. So that's not really, orange isn't really a faction color in the game. But you can see the token here. It also fits in the board, as you might imagine, compatible. And so a lot of characters like Snoke and even the new Vader that was recently spoiled from Across the Galaxy, they have power actions built in.
Sure.
And so the way the power actions in general, you can do once a round. And so this token marks when that happens, right? So this is the power action token before it's used, and then you flip it over, and a few things happen. One, the design itself is much more prominently orange when you flip it over, but also the icon in the middle, the kind of a line-looking design there, flips from vertical to horizontal when you flip the token naturally, right? And that kind of signifies that this has been turned and used, and that lets your opponent know that you have used your power action. And then, so with characters, right, I put them on the character board so that it's marked into the round, I flip it back over, and we all know that I still have that power action to use. And of course, the set includes plenty because upgrades and supports also have power actions. You can just drop this onto an upgrade, and then when you spend it, right, you can just flip it, and all of a sudden, that power action has been used.
Very cool.
So there you have it. Now, last point is that if you're watching this and you're like, oh man, new resources, new tokens, new boards, I got to buy all this stuff. And if you've already bought Saga tokens from us, first off, thank you so much. You buying it allows us to continue investing time and energy into making these products better and into building these communities. So without you, we'd be nothing. We appreciate that.
Literally true.
Really. And so we really do care about making sure you're taken care of. So what we've done and what we're going to do for a limited time, if you're watching this and it's anywhere near when we're posting this video, I recommend grabbing one of these as soon as you can. But if you've already bought a token set and you don't want to rebuy the entire set, we're going to have an upgrade set available for you. And that's going to include the resource tokens, the power action tokens, and the Overwrite tokens. And of course, if you are thinking about grabbing these boards to pair with the Saga tokens you already have, it's a pretty great time to do it. You can just put them together, pay shipping once, and you're off to the races. But we'll have those upgrade kits available for a certain amount of time. We'll see how what kind of response we get to them and all that. But we're going to make those available as long as we can. But at some point, we will stop offering that. And then the only way to get these new tokens is going to be through a Saga token set. But we've also upgraded the Saga token set. So if you buy one of those, you'll get these included and you'll be off to the races.
Wow. So a lot of ways to get this into your collection.
That's right.
So we want to make it as easy as possible for you guys to start using this because we think that it will make your own games very, very easy and flow a little bit better. So
awesome.
hopefully that's the case.
Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. And until next time, keep playing.